Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the one, the only, the resilient, the man who I hope would never return any toy horses I would ever give him. It's Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie.
Hi. Throw some toy horses across the damn room.
Just want to say your face looks great today. Your facelift looks great today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can you show me where the threads are? Because I love the work that's been done.
I don't have a facelift, but I have 16 threads holding up my face.
So welcome. We're talking Salt Lake City today. We're talking a crazy bottle episode, aka an episode that takes place in basically one location. Before we get into that, please come join us on Patreon. We have so much more there. We do a weekly bonus episode. We did the Southern Charm trailer trash. We broke down that we spent an hour on that trailer. We really go deep on our trailer trashes. So that's this week. We also have a video component with Crappens on Demand where you can watch us, not just listen. And we have an amazing Discord community and so much more. So come get the full Crappens experience by joining us on Patreon. And what else? I think that's it in terms of, and then thank you to everyone who came and saw us on Amazon Live this week. Next week, we have Crappens, Crappy Hour. I'm like, Crappens on Demand. Crappy Hour is on Monday. So, yeah, we always appreciate when people show up for our fun Monday activities. So today is Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Before we get into that, though, I do have to, issue an apology because I was guess what, guys? I know this is shocking. I was being a dumbass. So on Monday, when we were recapping Real Housewives of Potomac, we were talking about Tia, who we both love, and I said that I love an uppity housewife. And I did not realize when I said that there's actually a huge amount of history with using the word uppity when referring to Black women. And I really committed a pretty big microaggression. I didn't realize this. I really thought I was sort of referencing a Heather Dubrow type, but that's no excuse for anything. And I really have to credit and thank our audience who flagged it for me. And everyone was like, hey, Ben, we know you probably didn't mean it, but just so you know, you kind of, this rubbed a bunch of us the wrong way. So I really apologize for that. That's not ever my intention. We're not trying to make people in the middle of listening to podcasts, be like, ooh, wow, that's a bummer. Why did you say that and everything? We also just don't want to say it at all. So I always have to say,
we're here to try and make you smile, not
exactly.
Not
we're trying to make you smile and not remind you of awful people and awful things in your life. So, I appreciate the audience patience with me for both of us as we continue to always learn. It's amazing what they always say, you don't know what you don't know. And I would have thought that I would have known, but that's the truth is you're just always learning. You're always learning. You're always doing the work. So really thank you to everyone who flagged that for me. And now I know, won't do it again. And sorry to everyone who that was a very halting experience for when they were listening to the podcast.
No.
Yeah.
And we love you, Tia, as well.
We do. We love you, Tia.
Best casting of the year so far. Yeah, best casting of the year so
far. It's always bad. It's always bad news when you have to say, "Oh, I meant it in a Heather Dubrow way." You're never going to be in a good place.
I meant that in an innocent way.
It was actually a praise. It was a moment of praise. But yeah, I am really grateful. This, listen, unfortunately, this is not the first time I've stuck my foot in my mouth big time. It won't, unfortunately, be the last time. But what's so cool about our audience is they're always like, hey, just so you know. And you know what? We can take notes in life. That can happen. It's all right.
Yeah, that's for sure. If we couldn't, we would have been out of here a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. We're still
trying to grow. Don't go too far back in those archives now.
I know. We're always,
Trust me,
we truly
there's
are
moments that I've considered just hitting the delete button on everything. You know how like younger people now, my nieces do that. Well, I don't think they do it anymore, but for a while they were like, Uncle, no one keeps anything up on their socials. You have to have it expire in a week. And so they would put stuff up, and then like if you look at, some younger people for a while, you would just see 2 pictures on their Instagram or whatever. Because they're like, I'm deleting that shit. You're not canceling me for something I thought about 2 weeks ago. I thought about that. I was like, we should do that to some of our archives. But yeah, some of, a lot of it is just, listening and changing it up.
Yeah, it's not a hard thing to do if people say, hey, just so you know, the comment that was just like that word that was just a casual word for you don't realize how loaded it is for certain marginalized communities, and like it's really not a big deal to say, oh, my bad, won't do that again, and now I know. And so
words are cheap, but listening is free. Okay.
Honestly, that's true.
Yeah. So here we are with.
So now let's pivot into total chaos, which is this episode of Salt Lake City. I like.
Now let's move on. Let's have a moment about apologizing and how easy it is, and then go to a show that it's not easy at all. No one seems to understand how to do it.
It's absolutely impossible to do it. Here's another case study. This reminded me of last year when there was an entire episode that took place at Meredith's bat mitzvah, and it was, to me, one of the great Salt Lake City episodes. I thought it was just like a perfect episode with so much going on and so much hilarity.
That was a
and I kind of felt like this one was sort of kind of trying to do the same thing. Whenever we all know as Bravo fans that when an episode opens up at the event, people arriving at the event, we're not even seeing any stupid home scene of like Whitney using a soda stream, then it's going to be a wild episode. But that being said, I actually felt
brought me back to the soda stream.
The soda stream. I felt like this one, it could have been reined in a little bit. Like after a while, I was just like, it's just Angie and Lisa screaming at each other.
I loved it.
Nonstop.
It reined nothing in. It was a complete classic from start to finish. I fucking loved it.
It was a clusterfuck.
And I don't know that they were really trying to do the whole thing from Meredith's bat mitzvah, but I think the reason they do it is because there's nowhere to shoot in this town. They're always shooting on the side of the road or in a parking lot. And I think once they find a location that's like, just take it for the day, they're like, let's do everything right here. Just bring the psychic in here. We'll do all the psychic scenes here in the scene. Let's just keep it here. It could be a gas station. They do a whole thing at a gas station, it would be amazing.
Well, what we don't need, okay, I'm sure we agree on this. What we don't need is Whitney singing an opening and a closing number to frame this episode. That I did not love.
I mean, and I like that they gave her something that they thought that she would know, because any idiot knows. Old Town Ladies, what is it? Camp Town Ladies sing their song. Isn't that what she was singing? It was something like that.
I don't know what she was singing.
It was like some easy folky song that you sing in kindergarten, and Whitney still couldn't get it. They just said, why are you giving Whitney the thing to memorize? Whitney's not the one. But that made it so much more perfect too.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm like a purist or a curmudgeon, but I kind of love a previously on and just give me a montage. I don't know why. I kind of like love that ramp up to get into the episode. And when they do the previouslys sort of framed in this case, a song, or in other cases, a vignette where like Gina goes and meets with Jen Pedranti at some like 7-Eleven, and they're like, last night was crazy, wasn't it? Like, I kind of just want a nice, clean, full previously on. Am I crazy?
No, but they're trying to get creative over there. They're like, we've been doing this 97 years. Let's get creative. By the way, did you see the Desperate Housewives cover that these ladies all did? It's great. Was that for Vanity Fair, I'm assuming?
It was for Us Weekly.
So they copied the Vanity Fair
whatever
cover. Oh, yes. That's cute.
Yeah, they copied this like classic Desperate Housewives cover. And they had the 5 OGs, because at first I was like, wow, I can't believe they didn't include Angie or Bronwyn. But then I realized these were the 5 women that started the show. I guess they should have had like a little picture of Jen Shaw in the corner.
Jen Shaw in her prison garb. I mean, there was crime in the first season of Desperate Housewives. That was the hook. you know?
Jen Shaw could be the narration.
Yeah.
Or she could be
But what
Nicolette
about
Sheridan.
me? And I think it's so funny that that's become Britney's tagline. What about me? Because that was Jen Shaw's kind of thing to say on this show for a long time. And Britney came out with a one-woman show. She's going to be performing at 54 Below, I think, somewhere in New York, some cabaret venue. And it's called What About Me? But what about me? Which I think is funny.
Yeah. Well, also she did a What About Me because she basically commented on the photo on Instagram. And I was like, oh my God, you guys all look so wonderful. Looks like a fun day. Which was her way of saying to Us Weekly, what about me? Why can't I be in the photo shoot?
Yeah, I didn't take I thought I took a screenshot of it. Before I took a screenshot of it, I thought, Ronnie, do you need even more gay shit on your phone? Like in your camera roll? Like more screenshots of like, look, it's a Housewives cover in Us Weekly. But I thought I took it. But I think there were other pictures that did include some of the other ladies. Because I think Bronwyn is in one wearing a yellow bathing suit. And then I saw Angie in one wearing a tub of tzatziki. So I thought that was really cute.
Tzatziki. That's her bathing suit. Tzatziki. Yeah, she was in it as well. But like on the cover, it was the OGs. It's great. I love how much people love the show. And please don't mistake me saying I felt like the arguing got a little old as saying I didn't enjoy this episode. I mean, I was laughing out loud. I mean, it was hilarious. But like, sometimes like, a little bit of Lisa Barlow yelling sometimes can go a long way for me. I love Lisa on the show. I love her as our villain. I love her as this person who has a slippery sort of relationship with the truth, it seems like. But it was a lot for me at a certain point. Maybe I was just tired. What can I say?
You know what? You don't need to apologize. You don't need it. But here's what I love. Any episode that opens with a Chiron that says, Whitney's telepathic tasting.
I know. That was great. It's almost like they knew.
Telepaths now? Because I don't want to taste that Simon lookalike, whoever they got to do this. That looks like Simon Van Kempen.
Yeah, it really does. I think they almost were like, we have to do a bottle episode if it's called Her Telepathic Lunch, just to shock the audience right at the beginning. Like, we've arrived at a telepathic lunch and we don't even understand what it is. A telepathic tasting. America's going to be like, what? And guess we were like, what?
Telepathic tasting. So here we are. It's like a pretty outdoor party. And there's ducks walking around, and Heather comes in and sees Whitney, and she's like, oh my God, you look like a fairy princess. You, me, women together having lunch against all odds.
This is what we do. We come together, we meet for lunch, and we leave as sisters, because when we are part of this group, circle finger and around, round and around and around, that means that we are bound for life.
And of course, Mary comes in and just shits all over it right at the very start. She's like, I don't know why Whitney would choose to have an event at this place. I mean, this is bad juju. The former owner killed his wife and himself. Yeah. And a couple of ducks. There was a horse murder outside. He killed her with a horse. He swung a horse at her and killed her. Terrible. Terrible. They then set it on fire. They've rebuilt it. Soaked all of the staff in acid. Everybody died. Everybody died. What the hell with this show?
The only person who survived was Molly Sorensen. Fun fact.
He killed his wife for being slutty. She's like, why are we here again? And this place is trying so hard to get over its reputation. I mean, it's the decoration is flowers. It's like flowers all over the walls, flowers on the floor. I mean, it's very gorgeously done. And now it looks like a horror house, a house of horrors, I should say.
It's like a little ersatz. It's the flowers it's actually so many flowers that it's sort of gone into like veered into gaudiness, which, a lot of wineries do. And I have to imagine the Utah winery is definitely going to do this. But then Angie shows up. Well, it makes
it so dark because flowers, and I'm obviously this is like very easy trivia, but
you take flowers to funerals because back in the day they didn't embalm you and stuff. You just sat there dead until you were buried, and so you got really stinky. So they would bring flowers to make the funeral smell okay. That's where flowers at the funeral will come from. So they come in here and it's all flower themed, and it's like, oh yeah, this is where a murder suicide took place. It's just so dark. It's just so dark, Ben.
So what's the deal with flowers at a wedding then?
Well, it probably came from the same store.
People just smelled.
So you have to smell your mother-in-law or whatever, I guess.
I know. So Angie shows up and she's got a tub and she hides it under a table. So we know she's got a stunt coming up later. And then Bronwyn shows up and she's in this big flowery kind of dress thing, which looks very Bronwyn-y. But then Meredith comes in and maybe I didn't like this. I don't know if this is considered very fashion forward, but it was this crazy like denim outfit with denim flower petals or flower buds all over it. It was so crazy. This was one of Meredith's craziest looks of all time.
I liked Mary's comment. She's like, what is that? That looks like a walking virus. And it did. And then they put up a picture of it next to COVID.
Yeah. It was certifiably crazy. I was like staring at it the whole time. I was like, because it also had these boots. It was boots. It was like it was a whole thing. It was a whole crazy thing. I was like, Meredith is going for something right now, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looked like a blister, but I liked it. And Meredith can pull it off. So Lisa comes in and she's like, I want to support Whitney, but Angie's just been so nasty, coming after my kids, talking about my kids' brand. Like, who talks about their kids' brand? That's terrible. We should leave kids' brands alone. Trevor Project, TM. Leave kids' brands alone. Like, it's completely fucked up. Like, I'm done taking the high road. How are you taking the high road? You just sent an assistant to her salon and called it Dusty.
Yeah. Also, she arrives with like this giant manila envelope and she also has like a little box thing. And so it looks like she's going to come to this tasting and reveal something major and big. Like there's going to be something she's pulling out of that envelope. And spoiler alert, unless I missed it, she pulls nothing out of that envelope, right? She just has it and then it goes away.
Yeah, she's got evidence, but we never see it.
She has broken the rule of Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's manila envelope, which is that if it's there, it's going to get opened. Not necessarily with Lisa Barlow. She's just going to have it.
Chekhov's manila. Yeah. Did you see the little spat that Angie got into on Twitter with Wendy's?
No. What happened? Wow, Angie. Going after the big guys.
It's been a good week for articles on this show, for like extracurriculars on this show. Wendy's tweeted after the last episode, wow, I guess we're not going to be going to Angie K's salon anytime soon. And she said, at Wendy's, just like I keep your fries out of my mouth, keep my franchise out of yours.
Oh. That's pretty good, actually. She does really good. I think Angie does really good work with like.
Yeah, and also Wendy's. I don't know what you're fighting with anybody since you changed your fries 15 years ago. They've never been the same.
Yeah,
well, I miss my soggy
square
Wendy's
burgers.
Yeah, enjoy your burgers that don't fit on a bun.
Yeah, enjoy your burgers that if you line them up, there's no space in between them because they all touch. Yeah, enjoy that, squarey burger face.
Square burger faces. So Heather squeals when she sees Lisa walk up because she's still pretending that she is not dreaming every day of Lisa's demise. And Meredith is like, well, I haven't seen Lisa since I spoke with Angie, so today should be very, very interesting.
We see a flashback of Angie telling Meredith that Lisa encouraged Angie to dig up dirt on Meredith. So Meredith says, Lisa and I are in a really good place, and we've worked really hard to get this space, and while it was in the past when we were in a different space, I'm still not acceptable. So she did do it, and that's a really big problem. So everyone sits down around the table, and it seems like everything's going to be fine. And Whitney has a speech to give, which she reads off her phone. Does everyone have a drink? Okay, we're going to do a little test.
Are the toasters ready? Wait, what? Not that kind of toast? Oh, sorry. Okay, it's drink toast. I really appreciate you all coming. The other day, I was going through old photos and videos, and I started reminiscing about photos and videos. Can I go from the beginning again? I got lost.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong. I went through photos and videos, and then I started remskinisking. And then I started rumskin. I remember being lighthearted and fun, and it really got me emotional. I used to be fun, really free-spirited, getting tattoos and drinking and piercings. And then that led to Justin losing his job at the MLM company, the predatory MLM company. And that hit me at such a deep level that I felt like I had to change. So to conform, I took down the pole. But now I want to get back to being the fun, free-spirited Whitney anyway, because I lost everything anyway, even when I was being good. So now I'm going to drink and get tattoos and remskin. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
Everyone, I want to go back to what's meaningful to me, which is chocolate syrup and canvas. And I want to start here and having wine with friends and with gorgeous scenery, like this nice wet landscape, because it might rain in a little bit, that we call home. That was the toast. Oh wait, one more thing. I was gonna save it for later, but I'm gonna tell you now. I have a surprise for everyone. I flew in a special guest all the way from New York, and then they said, I don't want to be on your TV show. So then I found this guy down the street, and he's a spiritual intuitive, and his name is Terrence. So you can talk to Terrence and stuff. Yeah.
What's a spiritual intuitive? I've never heard that term before. Have you? I've heard of intuitive or a spiritual guide or something like that, but I've never heard spiritual and intuitive put together. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm a spiritual intuitive.
Spiritual intuitive. Does that mean you're intuitive about spirits, or you are intuitive about things in general, but you're also spiritual?
Like you're a phony ass trying to take a corner on a market that doesn't exist. You know, to create your own market, Terrence. You go, boy. I mean, what else are you going to do?
The market's going to tank today. I'm very intuitive about it, but also I'd like to do a sound bath afterwards. I'm spiritual.
So we see flashback 1 week ago, Whitney on the phone with Terrence. She's like, hi, Terrence. It's me, Whitney from Instagram. Terrence, I used to be free-spirited and loving. I love tattoos and drinking and piercings. He's like, I charge by the minute. Okay. Could you come to Salt Lake City to reminisce with me and my friends? It's like, oh, it's fine. Will you pay my fee?
Like, sure. This guy, you know who this guy reminds me of? He reminds me of Art Smith, Oprah's chef. The guy who
yeah, he does have that vibe of Art Smith. Yeah.
Yeah, who would terrorize cooking shows in like the 2010s. Like, hi, everyone. I want to talk to you about Southern cooking. It's great. And I lost 25 pounds. Now let's get to it. I'm like, oh my God, this guy again.
Cauliflower without butter. What a horror show, you might think. Well, let me show you the way. It's called a steamer. And I like when they would introduce him, they'd be like, look, it's Art. He's cooked for Oprah. It's like everybody's cooked for Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oprah's an eater. It's like saying I cooked for Ronnie. Like literally everyone has cooked for me. I will eat at any restaurant. Give me a break. Oprah loves food. We could all cook for Oprah. You know? And
Yeah,
also I read a
cook
lot of
for
those
Oprah.
cookbooks that came out when Oprah was doing her whole weight loss thing, which I guess has been forever. But I've read all of them. I've been on the Weight Watchers. I've done every Oprah diet. And let me tell you, that food is not good. I'm telling you right now, it's not good. I had that health food guy. What was his name? Bob? No, Bob was the trainer. Who's the health food guy that she had? And she was, I bought those cookbooks. That food is shit. Okay. And she's like, you guys can be thin and eat great food as well. No, you can't. No, you can't. Okay. Unless you just learn to like to eat fingernails.
That's what I'm doing this month, I have to say. Yay, no carb October.
I've since accepted that, and that's how you lose weight. Everybody knows that you starve. That's how you lose weight, okay?
Yeah.
There, everybody. Send me $10, okay? Think of all the money I just sent you, just saved you over your lifetime. Just send me $10. The secret to losing weight is starvation.
I'm doing my, trying to like just, tighten up for BravoCon thing in October. And it's torture. I hate it. I'm miserable.
I don't understand the thought process of tightening up for BravoCon. I mean, BravoCon is for a bunch of fucking couch potatoes who don't want to do anything but watch TV. I'm not losing a damn pound for anybody at BravoCon. I'm gaining more. Because I'm going to come with a remote control and Cheeto stains all over my shirt.
I just feel like I want to take a lot of photos, and I just want to just look a little tighter in the photos. This is basically a wedding for me. Okay, like brides are like, I'm not going to eat anything for the 6 months leading up to my wedding. I'm like, here's a wedding. This is my wedding right now.
Not me. I want to look like Tyne Daly and Gypsy. That's who I want to look like in all the pictures.
I think this is the last time I'm doing a low carb diet. I think I'm going to sunset this experience for my life. Because
I think those are over, low carb diets, right? Aren't they done?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if anything's ever really done, but listen, I am enjoying my little Atkins snacks I get at the supermarket. When I first started eating them, I got like a chocolate almond caramel cluster, and I was like, this has literally no flavor. I feel the texture of caramel, but there's no flavor in this thing. This is just some weird thing that's to trick me into thinking I'm eating caramel and chocolate, and there's no flavor. And now when I eat it, I'm like, ooh, the decadence.
Yeah.
All the layers of caramel and the deep chocolatey flavors. Wow, I feel like I'm on the French Riviera right now.
Yeah, that is how it is. When you take all flavor out of your life and then you have it again, it's like, this is amazing. Fingernails start to taste good,
There's a hint of some sort of sweetness.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Terrence is coming. And so Heather is, Heather's doing her normal thing. Heather's never heard of anything, guys, because she grew up Mormon. That's like her thing. So you could be like, hey, guys, I have a balloon tire. People tie balloons? That is crazy. Tell me about it. Don't they pop when you're trying to turn them around? This is a miracle. And so she's doing that with this. She's like, a spiritual intuitive? Is he going to read our palms like our feet? What does he do?
I don't have a lot of experience with psychics, and no one in this circle has a lot of experience with psychics, but I absolutely believe in people's abilities to have these supernatural powers. I mean, maybe without a supernatural power, I wouldn't be able to write a third book that will soon be a New York Times bestseller. Am I right, people?
Yeah. And Bronwyn's like, oh, I love a psychic. A spiritual intuitive, really bohemian life coach. Yeah. I went once to a woman who read animal tarot cards. Tarot? Here's what I know. They said that my animals have to poop, and they do. They poop all the time, all over my house. So it was actually a very good reading. I totally believe. Huge believer. Huge.
They did say, that psychic did say, that I was very worthy and that there'd be a lot of worthiness in my future. But it turns out I think she meant Werthers, because I had to give a lot of those to Todd. He really gets cranky when he doesn't have his morning Werthers. Oh, yeah. So that's the last time I'll get a reading in a Gucci store. But, going forward, I mean, generally speaking, I love an intuitive.
And Mary's like, we call them soothsayers. That's what our Bible calls them. And the devil can talk out of them. I'm going to pass on that. You're sitting at lunch with these people. You're sitting at lunch with the Bravo cast, and you're more afraid of the devil. I mean, come on.
Well, also, who isn't the devil speaking through with this cast, right? So, that was very religious of me. Meredith, they're gonna do their pairing, and Meredith is like, "Wow, I can't believe we're having Utah wine. I mean, this is the craziest thing I heard of since my son, a toddler, was offered a fashion deal. Just goes to show in 2025, anything can happen."
Braun was like, yeah, I didn't know Utah wine was a thing. Oh, yeah, there's like 3 or 4 vineyards here. There's one in Park City, too. I've been invited to all of them. Yeah, I'm like a special guest at all of the vineyards here. I know all of the vineyards. I know the Vineyard family. Yeah, I went to school with Bob Vineyard. Very, very close friend of mine.
Yeah, he started actually Vineyard Bush. But they actually like it got folded into Vineyard Vines. But like, yeah, I basically know like one of the owners of Vineyard Vines. Yeah, he's like the original Vineyard person. Yeah. So Angela, this lady who shows up, she's basically like Mrs. Wembley from DuckTales arrives. She's like, hello. Well, today we have some of our wine, our very special wine. It's called Enchanted, or I'm sorry, Enchanté. Sorry, we are a winery. So this is Enchanté, and we're going to pair it with a wild smoked salmon waffle cone. Please enjoy.
What? What the fuck did you just say? A smoked salmon waffle cone paired with Enchanté. I love this town. So Heather's like, wow, what do you do first? And Whitney's like, well, you take a bite. It sounds gross, but then when you have some food in your mouth, then you put wine in it.
I don't think that's how a wine pairing goes. That's more like a wine emulsion.
What the fuck? That's how I eat Oreos. You put an Oreo in your mouth, and then you put the milk in your mouth, and then you crush the Oreo with the milk. I mean, it's the only way to eat an Oreo. It's the only real way.
Did I not just say I was on a low carb month, Ronnie? How dare you?
Sorry, you're making me so
Oreos.
Hungry. You're making me hungry.
Don't get me. I'm sitting here imagining an Oreo going into milk. I'm like, ugh.
You going on a diet makes me fatter, you know, because then you start talking about food, and then I start talking about food. You start obsessing about food, and I start obsessing about food.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have to say, I wasn't necessarily obsessing over this food. I mean, look, I'm never going to turn down like a smoked salmon in a little cone. Like that's my jam. But what I love is this like this winery, you know, having their premier bottle called Enchanté. It just feels so on the nose. Like,
hey y'all, here's our wine Enchanté.
We can be just like those wineries in France. Why don't we call it Enchanté? And we'll serve little fish in a waffle cone.
Is called Enchanté. You hear?
You would think that they would call the cone whatever it's the French version of a waffle cone is, just to make it sound fancier. But it's like, here's some Enchanté, and here's a waffle cone, and afterwards we will be serving funnel cake that we will be pairing with our red.
We have a Cabernet coming out called lingerie. We're running out of French words, basically. We don't take French in Utah.
This is a blend. We call this Depardieu, and we are going to be pairing this with just
with
some
the horrified
popcorn.
face of Andy McDowell, who has to marry him for a green card.
I was a big advocate for that movie. I remember seeing it with my parents in the theater, and I was like, this movie was wonderful. I was like, this movie should be the next Pretty Woman. Why aren't people talking about this movie like Pretty Woman? People should be talking about this movie. Like, I literally was like on a mission to make green card a thing.
Really?
So, early signs.
You were
that I
like
was
a big
gay.
green card stan?
Loved it. I only saw it once, though. That's the funny thing. I only saw it that one time in the theater. But I was like, this movie, I mean, why don't people talk about this movie the way they talk about Pretty Woman, right? Am I right, everyone? That was like, I guess it probably would have been my like stand-up bit when I was like, 12.
All right, well,
What's
just
the deal with
picture in
green
your
card?
mind, a scale of justice, and Richard Gere is standing on one of the scales, and Gerard Depardieu is standing on the other scale. There's your answer. Okay.
I guess maybe if Gerard Depardieu had like a little monologue about how he doesn't do anything, then maybe it would have been more effective.
So Lisa's like, yeah, we're going down a culinary path here in Utah. It's like really good. So Mary's like, so wait, how is the salmon prepared? Is that tartare? I will not eat tartare. And Heather's like, it's good. It's so good. The pairing. I mean, the wine brought it to life. Come on. And she's like, no, I'll do cheese, but I'm not eating raw salmon. I don't need parasites. And she's like, it's smoked salmon. It's smoked. She goes, no, she said it was tartare. And if I have tartare, then the salmon's going to go into my stomach and it's going to get in my belly. And then it's just going to start developing a family. Okay. Little salmon babies. And then it's just going to like camp out. It's just going to hang out in my belly. It's never going to come out.
Wow. It sounds like Aaron Pfeiffer's family and Denise Richards' house just taking over. So Mary's like, I'll just eat one of the cheeses. So Angie says, she's like, you know what? I want to live in little wine country, also known as Greece, and, have a property and peacocks and horses. We've always had a modern house and a little yard. So it'd be nice if any of you want to buy my house, just kidding. Ha 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 ha. I want to move somewhere that's green. So Brittany's like, oh, your house is for sale right now? It's like, yes, it has been on sale for a minute. Some would say since about 2000 BC. It's an ancient ruin. It's the Acropolis. I live in the Acropolis.
And Brittany is automatically like, she's instantly on her phone scrolling. She goes, oh, interesting. Well, it looks gorgeous. I mean, and it looks like there was a price adjustment. That's not good. That's not good. Well, I won't be neighbors with Mary and Bronwyn anymore. And then I can move to your neck of the woods, Whitney, and have horses and goats and vineyards. Yes, vineyards. Whitney doesn't have horses and goats and vineyards in her neighborhood, does she? She lives on like a row house on a man-made pond.
She basically just lives in a lean-to.
Well, she lives in like a garage apartment. Why are we acting like Whitney
she lives
farms?
in she lives in a little McMansion,
acres,
in a community of little McMansions, and she basically lives, like she's in like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives neighborhood, which is everywhere,
which is fine. So, but like, show me a horse pasture is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm not seeing horses over there, but basically Angie's making some sort of like weird small talk patter. I don't know why, but she's sort of in this space, and Lisa's like, I could be a farmer. Yeah, I could definitely be a farmer. And Roman gives a face like,
what are you gonna farm?
Lisa Barlow farming. This is from the same woman who complained the food was too fresh in Italy.
I could be a farmer. Yeah. I feel like a week I could be like a great farmer. What grows in a week? And Brittany's like, but wait, why didn't you reach out to me about listing your house? I'm an agent. You know I'm an agent. Why wouldn't you call me? Why would she? Why would anybody call you for anything anywhere? I wouldn't trust Brittany to sell my house. I mean, if it was like, if I needed to like sell out my children maybe, but not my house.
Yeah, I would trust Gina Kirschenheiter more than Brittany. And that says something. Like, Brittany is the least reliable person. She would fuck up that contract so badly, but it would also be kind of a funny experiment just to see how she does as a realtor. I mean, she would just flop all over the place.
Yeah. And yeah, also Gina would know like good seniors to get in there and stuff. I would trust her too.
Yeah. Angie's like, well, my godson's mother is my agent. And I mean, Brittany, I barely just met you and I have lifelong friends. Why would I hire you? And she's like, but I just asked you a question. I do think it's like, I just think your house is listed a little high though. She's like, well, you're from Provo and I'm from Federal Heights. You do Provo French fries. I do Federal Heights franchise.
You're in a town that can't even afford a loan at the end of the word to make a good cheese. And I'm from Federal Heights. But it's been listed for 200 days. That's a really long time for it to be listed. She's like, you don't know anything about homes in my neighborhood. It is the most prestigious zip code in Salt Lake City. Well, I think I live in the most prestigious zip code. And Whitney's like, actually, it's South Jordan per capita. I looked.
No. Okay, by the way, actually, the richest zip code is Highland. And it goes Alpine, then Draper, and then Park City. And then like way down at the bottom, like probably the worst zip code of all is Federal Heights. Yeah, I just said it. Yeah, it's pretty true. Yeah.
But the price adjustment, that's a bad sign. And she's like, what is a bad sign of when your house is on the market for some time and your agent suggests you do a little price reduction? Is that bad?
Well, because you should price it correctly the very first time when you're going to get like multiple offers right off the bat. Well, you don't get multiple offers when your house is listed for $4.5 million, hon. You're fucking clueless. I am angry right now.
Are you kidding me? It's my profession. Don't insult what I do. She's not insulting real estate. She's not insulting the real estate profession. She's saying you clearly don't know what you're talking about. Man.
True. But Brittany is also, yes, Brittany is totally being obnoxious here. But I also do love like the Salt Lake City tradition of getting mad when your house is insulted. Meredith did that to great effect a few years ago at the reunion.
Yeah, that's a really expensive house, by the way, too, in Salt Lake City, right? Jesus, $4.5 million.
It probably wasn't priced too high. That being said, it probably was priced too high.
Yeah, that's a big one. So now it's like a profession fight. And Brittany's like, oh, you don't have to insult me. Oh, wait, Jared's calling me. Hold on a second, everybody. Don't forget we're having this fight, okay? Jared, oh my God.
Talk about someone who puts a price that's too high. It's Brittany on Jared's attention, right? Like I don't know if she is the one to talk about like price judgments when she is here now receiving a call from Jared for the umpteenth time.
But you told me that you were going to take a 30-day, excuse me, break from him, even though no one asked you to except for me.
Well,
I love that Whitney has come up with this idea that now she needs a 30-day break because Whitney said so. The kid didn't ask for a 30-day. No one asked for a 30-day break except you, Whitney. And now Whitney's like, hey, wait a minute. She promised her children. She doesn't love her children because she didn't go on a 30-day break that I demanded at a flower shop while she was bleeding from a cactus stroking her face.
Mary goes, has it been 30 days? She goes, no, it's been 24 hours.
Well, guess what? Jared actually came over to my house.
And you guys rode horses.
No, we don't have a horse, Angie. I don't know why you keep saying that. But Jared came over and talked to Justin. So, yeah. And now here, blah, 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 and scene. Jared, go. Jared. Go.
You know how many like videos does Whitney have on her phone where she goes, go at the beginning? You know when people do that? When they say go after they hit record.
And go.
She's totally an and go person.
So we see a flashback to one week earlier, and Jared is, in fact, over at their home. And Jared's like, wow, God, I've been very good to Brittany. You know, I've dropped thousands of dollars on her, and then the breakups come. And then I ask, well, what was I? Was I just a dinner? Was I just a trip? Was I just a this? Was I just a that?
A this and a that.
Hi, this is Larsa Pippin. I just want to offer up that you could have also been in XYZ. Thank you. XYZ, this and that.
Was I a this or a that? I mean, that is a profound question. It feels like that could be like a musical. Was I a this? Was I a that?
Yeah,
Or Jared
Jared,
Osmond,
like
the real
Jared's
victim in
not
all
dating
this.
everybody at that gym cafe, being like, am I just being used? Am I just being used? I'm a man who doesn't want to be used, which is why I drive a car with Donny Osmond's face as the rap.
I know. I'm just so sad that a real patriot like Jared Osmond is being used and abused for his reputation and his money. It's just not fair.
So Whitney's like, okay, we're back. Okay, we're back. One of the biggest qualms is that he feels like you get back with him when you want what was it? A vacation or a gift.
Whitney, that is so messed up. Well, I would break up with him just for that reason. Yeah.
Oh my God, Bronwyn's like, oh my God, the ridiculousness of this woman calling me a gold digger for 9 straight months.
Wait, has he paid for a vacation though?
Well, he took me to Vegas one time, and Heather's like, Vegas, that's not a vacation. That's a road trip. Well, I mean, it's a vacation if you're on season 1 of our show. That was a very glamorous vacation for us, but still, for most people, it's just a road trip. Brittany's like, and the reason he's talking shit about me to your husband, telling my friends that he pays for my life. I mean, how could he do that? He's gonna owe me big on this. I need new wheels. I need new wheels on my car. And he's gonna get them for me. How could he? No, that is disgusting of Jared. I don't see a problem with dating Jared for a dinner. I mean, who hasn't dated a guy for a decent dinner?
Yeah, I don't see any problem with that whatsoever.
What's the problem with dating somebody for food? And why are we talking about food again?
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem, but I do think that Jared framing himself as the victim in this dysfunctional relationship is laughable, because guess what? It also takes 2 to tango. So you can't complain about like, am I just a meal ticket? Am I just a guy who buys her dinner? If you feel that way, then you also can move on from Brittany. So
yeah, I mean, they're both ridiculous. And so is that saying that it takes 2 to tango. As someone who lives alone, it does not take 2 to tango. Thank you.
No. Okay.
I have ring footage cams. I have ring footage of proving it. I'm sure somewhere in the Ring archive.
Love a single tangle moment. So then Brittany is crying about this, about being, being accused of being, like dating Jared just for the meals and stuff and buying her lifestyle. And then the vase behind her just like crashes to the ground. And when he goes,
That was a whole flower arrangement. Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what we call that, don't you? Utah Spring.
So Brittany is like, this really just sucks for Jared to like pay me out to be a gold digger. I mean, he may be a gentleman and pick up the tab at the end of dinner or buy me some clothes or a nice bag or, I don't know, pay for my mortgage or get me a car or, sort of, basically say, hey, here's a credit card, buy what you want. But
when my daughter stopped speaking to me, he actually rented a girl to speak to me as my daughter. I mean, it's just called being a gentleman.
But like, I've also made him so much of a priority that like it could have negatively affected my relationships with my daughters. Like, how could he say that? How could he
given up
accuse
my
me of
daughters
that?
for him? I deserve a purse. What Brittany's thinking. Like, I sacrificed my daughters for him, and now he's calling me a gold digger? How dare he?
So then another vase crashes to the ground, like a lot of celestial signs here. And Brahman's like, well, the winds of change want you to break up with Jared.
But we love each other. Brittany, do you want to go first with Terrence? I'll take you to Terrence. Maybe he's single. He's really cute. Heather's like, the sun's coming out, the wine's kicking in, and Terrence, you got no idea what's coming to you.
In this circle, we bring everything to the psychic. So Whitney introduces Terrence to Brittany, and she's like, okay, Brittany, be open to receive and what, and okay, bye. So then Meredith's like, okay, well, now that the dum-dum is gone, I now think we can have a real scene. So guys, there's some stuff that I want to discuss here. First and foremost, who else thinks I'm wearing a very chic jacket right now? Anyone?
Meredith is going to make a toast.
Well, no, I'm not going to make a toast. I have some concerns. Lisa and I started a new friendship, and we made a commitment to each other that when the stuff was brought to us, we would be direct. And in that vein, Lisa, I have an issue that I need to talk to you about. I need to know if you were trying to spread negative rumors and nastiness about my family, specifically my toddler.
Blink, blink, incessant blinking. No. I feel like even last year, like I worked really hard on like being a better friend to you. So like, I don't even know what this is about, but Satan looks like she might know. Look at Satan over there. Look at her.
Yes, I am going to blink. I am blinking slowly. And by the way, I am not Satan. I do not work in the dark. I do my work in the light.
Oh, really? Because I pride myself on coming direct to people, and I'd like to think that I was very careful not to say anything negative about Meredith to you, unless it's made up. Maybe it's just made up.
I don't make anything up.
Maybe
I make nothing up.
Yeah,
I make
maybe
nothing
it's made
up.
I bet it's made up.
I make from scratch. I make nothing up.
Yeah, you do. So we cut to Brittany getting her reading, and Terrence is like, why are my pants so tight? She's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah. So why does this feel like a reversal around family? And do you feel disconnected from someone in your own family? Do your daughters hate you? She's like, whoa, what? It's my daughters. It's my daughters. They're 23 and 19. He's like, oh, so the 19-year-old, is she the younger one? Yeah. Okay. Well, it's like there's a stone wall up there. I look at this and I say, you're not communicating because there's a stone wall.
Oh my God. Terrence is like the real deal. I'm telling you, there's no way he could have known this. And then they show footage from last year of her talking ad nauseum about how she's having trouble talking to her youngest daughter. It was like a troll of
her
Brittany
kids for her husband or for her man.
Yeah.
I love that the editors are like, nope. We're just gonna troll the intuitive person.
We're gonna troll you and the intuitive person because you're both you're too dumb to realize this, and he is clearly just watching our show.
So I have goosebumps right now. I have goosebumps. So back at the table, Angie's like, you know what? The biggest thing about you, I am realizing. And Lisa's like, oh yeah, you know what? You like to go behind my back and try to impact relationships by being nasty. That's what you do.
That what I do?
Yeah, it is.
Not what I do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's not what I did.
And if it makes you feel more comfortable, like shredding me, saying shit behind my back, and then you know what? Go right ahead because like I don't really give a fuck, and that's why I'm combing my hair with two fingers on each side of my head over and over again.
You're trying to fuck with me. You trying to fuck with me, Lisa.
No,
okay?
You're a fucking bully. You're a fucking bully with lies. You're
I'm
a lie bully.
I never
you
said
bully
one
lies.
thing that's not factual.
Yeah,
not factual.
you do. And you talk shitty about my kids. You talk shitty about my kids.
I did not say one word about her kids.
Yeah, my kid's brand. Yeah, you
Guys, come on, not the kids, not the toddlers. Save the toddlers. You're hurting other people. You're hurting the children, okay? If you hurt the children, they won't be there to hold down the lemon when you need to slice it. Stop it, not the toddlers.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Meredith. You shouldn't talk about children. Listen, she didn't say your son has like a stupid poofy mop haircut and he needs to get it cut, you know, or make fun of any of the legit things she could have made fun about your child. She just said his product sucks, you know, and I think we're allowed to say that products suck. I mean, this is America. This is a consumer society, and we are allowed to leave Google reviews.
I think Angie had actually a totally fair point in saying, hey, I invested in your kid's company. You basically saying like, hey, you did this pitch. I gave money to that kid's company, and you're not even helping it grow. You're doing work for another company instead. Like, that's not cool for me as an investor. I think that's a very valid thing. But then when she got into trouble, where she lost her high ground, where she said, it's sitting in my salon, gathering dust. It's like, oh, like, I mean, fair. It probably is. I mean, I don't know anyone who's buying Fresh Wolf, but like, you can't complain that someone is not helping the product grow that you invested in, and then you basically say something shitty about it on TV, especially when it's tied to the kids. Like, I would not have said that part, you know. But either way, Lisa, of course, gave Lisa the tiniest inch, which there's by definition that's impossible. An inch is an inch.
I don't know. I'm sick of being from a world.
Lisa's running with it.
I'm just sick of being in a world where we can't criticize people's kids. Fuck that. Your kids need to be criticized. You ain't doing it. Somebody needs to do it. Someone needs to tell you your kid sucks. Okay? I'm the village that is having to pay taxes for your child. Okay? It takes a village to criticize your child. I should have the right to tell you your kid sucks. I'm paying that kid's school by paying my property taxes. So fuck
I am
kid.
all for it takes a village, and you know, I think like any adult should be able to shame any child. But I do understand that if they have a pact on this show that we're not gonna like, you know, do things that might make the kids feel embarrassed or like directly embarrassed, you know, like, you know, it was a little bit of an overstep. I don't think it was the worst infraction in the world by any means. But Angie being like, I never said anything. I merely said that their stupid product was gathering dust in my salon because no one wants it. It's like, yeah, you were being a little shady. You can admit that you were being a little shady.
Yeah, well, I think her point was you're not even promoting your kid's product. Not that your kid sucks, you know, but who knows? Who knows how it goes? But yeah, I guess you're not supposed to say anything about kids, period. You know, because then also in Housewives world, you know better than that. Because you say one thing that has anything to do with the kid, and then suddenly it's like, you came from my child. I mean, look at Meredith. It's not even her kid. And she's like, not the children. Please. This is not tip for tat. This is not tip for tat. We need to protect the children. Protect the children. I'm like, okay, Jesus. She's like, please stop going.
Meanwhile, all her denim petals are flapping around. Looks like that fungus that grows on the side of a tree. You know, it's like,
yeah.
So Brittany's back, and she's like, oh God. And now it's time for Bronwyn to go off to the psychic or whatever. So Lisa's like, I did not say anything about you to Angie. About you to Angie, okay? I never said anything about it. And Heather's like, I don't understand Meredith. This is the type of thing that usually she would not be able to overlook. I mean, this is the woman who loses her mind over liking a tweet. And I know that Lisa tends to have information on people. So I'm just surprised that Meredith just kind of let Lisa off the hook. And this is pretending it was all a big lie that Angie told. Ma'am, we watched you for 3 seasons defend Jen Shah, okay? Yeah. It's called... Sometimes when you're friends with someone, you know, like part of that friendship is like, I know you did something shady. I will take it up with you privately, but I will do this performative calling you out on TV so I don't get accused of favoritism, and I will accept it. And then I'm going to, you know, move on.
This is also very Heather, because I think her whole like I like Lisa now storyline is so fake. I think she just wants the demise of Lisa, but she's coming at it from a different angle. And this is very her to be like, oh, I'm just here to stand up for Lisa, and then to get mad that someone's not mad at Lisa. Like, I don't understand why Meredith's not yelling at Lisa. This isn't fair.
Yeah,
but I like.
But also there's no good reason for Meredith to really come hard at Lisa, because they are working on their friendship, and it would be a bad vibe for them growing back their friendship if Meredith took what Angie said on face value, even if it's true. She has to. Part of what they're doing is they are having faith in each other, that when one person says, I didn't do this, that they trust it and they just move forward, benefit of the doubt. So, like, for the sake of their friendship, maybe not in the sake of the world at large, but the sake of their friendship, I think Meredith had to just say, okay, you've explained it. I believe you because you're my friend.
Well, first, they already knew. She knows exactly what Angie's doing. Angie's mad at Lisa, so Angie's going to come and try and get Meredith mad at Lisa. It's like, it's not subtle. So she knows that Angie's trying to do that. And also, like she already said, this happened supposedly when she and Lisa were screaming and fighting with each other and having a bad season. And she knows how Lisa is, so she probably has no doubt in her mind that Lisa did it. But she's already agreed to forgive Lisa for being a horrible human being to try and be friends with her again. So why get back into it? You know, she's like, we'll have new fights. Okay, we'll have new fights. So then Lisa's like, Angie's like, everybody's like, in case anybody needed another like. So Angie says, let me tell you why I brought this to Meredith, because I have finally had this little light bulb moment with you where there was a bulb that was in my head that went boom. And you know what? I leave Lisa's event and you've got me thinking that, like, oh my God, Lisa does have a heart. Lisa is my friend. Lisa does care about me and my family. And then I come home to you sending someone in for picking up your product. That was very hurtful.
Kid's product. Yeah, it's my kid's product. I was being nice, okay? Because guess what? I was in the middle of like talking to my good friend Ben Affleck, and I took time out of that to retrieve the product. That was very nice of me to step away from Ben to do this. And I sent Sage in to get product, and I said, don't say anything, but I'm here to pick up the product. And then Angie said to Sage, let me go get that dusty product. Yeah, true story, everyone. True story.
So then we go to Bronwyn's reading, and Terrence is like, so why does brain keep coming up? I just keep seeing a giant brain.
Well, my mom just had a big surgery in December. So there's that. Yep. Brain surgery. Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel another procedure coming up. She's ignoring something in her blood numbers. She's got a high reading of evil mother in her blood. Okay. Please help your mother.
Okay. Also, I'm looking at these cards. This is the eyebrow card. This one actually rarely comes up. Is your mother Joan Crawford? No. Getting a lot of eyebrow energy. Strange.
Why am I getting a frazzled, hand-drawn kitty cat and a woman making circles in a kitchen with Jell-O on her face saying, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine.
That's Muzzy's t-shirt. Okay. Oh, okay. This card here, it speaks of a giant monster that once was scary but lovable and has been now reduced down to a flat, tiny little piece of space. Oh, that's my mom likes to fold up my dinosaur costume. So that's probably what you're getting.
Wait a minute. For some reason, I'm seeing Andy Rooney in a jockstrap. Oh, that's my husband. We're in love. Get out of those. Get out of that section. It's going to get really dirty right about now. You're getting the dinosaur costume and the jockstrap. Okay, it's about to get dirty.
So for so long, we've been focused on my dad and the slow trip of a degenerative disease, but I didn't know I needed to be worried about my mom. I always thought there were 10 more rounds of fight for me and my mom left, but I guess maybe there's not, which is too bad because I spent all my life trying to still land that knockout punch, but somehow I just can't seem to do it. That's great. Yeah, great.
I was just, this is sad because he's giving her bad health news about her mom. So she starts crying. And so that's all, really sad. And he tells her, she's your biggest supporter and it doesn't always seem that way, but she always shows up. Yeah, she shows up to get her bills paid. I'm not just saying one nice thing about Muzzy, but this is sad for Bronwyn. But I'm also kind of mad at the reader because I'm like, this is my reading. do we have to talk about my mother? Like, can I just have a fucking break? The lady's already living in my house criticizing every little thing I do. Can I just have a reading that's about me? For Christ's sake, are there any good sales coming up?
But sometimes we are our mothers. So
That's them fighting words.
So the girls are at the table. Speaking of fighting words, let me take a minute and read this beautiful text Lisa sent me. Here it is. Quote, well, at least I don't have to borrow money to take vacations using a card I should have never used to begin with, period.
Sorry, I use voice text. Sorry you don't like voice texting, but that just means period. Just imagine a period in your head. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, because I was told that she used somebody else's credit card to go on a trip to Europe, and then she had to write a check and pay it back. And so if she wants to like write something nasty, I'm gonna write it back. Like, you borrowed money and you paid it back. That's not really nasty because the accusation against you is you borrowed money and didn't pay it back. These fights on this show are my favorite thing. And the fact that they're all doing it over a smoked salmon and a waffle cone is making me laugh even more.
while drinking enchanté, as like Mrs. Padmore like comes by to give them refills. I really am so amused by this accusation of you used someone else's credit card and paid them back. God forbid someone was reimbursed. So Angie goes, oh, really? This is my fucking company card, bitch. It's a Black American Express. That's not a flex.
Yeah, that's not a flex.
Here's another one. This is my third one. Here's my Subway card. Here's my Costco card.
No, you're not flexing. Oh my God, you've got 8 TCBY stamps. You only need one more, and you get a free soft serve. Actually, I'm jealous of this one.
Because when I get yogurt, I only get yogurt in this country's best yogurt. Okay, that's how I roll. You do this country's okayest yogurt. I do this country's best yogurt.
Planet Yogurt sucks. Why are we fighting about yogurt? So Angie's now
Yogurt
throwing
Land,
her cards.
I go to Yogurt World.
You go to Yogurt Land. I go to Yogurt Planet. So now Angie is throwing her cards across the table. And she's like, here's my Black American Express fucking Prada bracelet. And I can swipe it to charge anything. That's a thing.
I didn't even know that existed.
That sounds dangerous. Can't you just like walk by her and just like charge her for something?
I will 100% be like, hey, Angie, come over here. Isn't this thing cool? Wow. Oh, man, it feels so fun against the wrist. Why don't you rub your wrist against it? Bloop, bloop. Thanks, Angie. Bye. You can go.
I'm always late to everything, though, because I remember the first time I saw you use your Apple Watch to pay for something, I was like, what in the future is this? And then you're like, yeah, you just pay for it on your watch. And I was like, no,
all the time.
And then I tried it, and it wouldn't let me. And you're like, yeah, you just have to know how to do it. And so...
It's actually somehow, I think that sometimes it's easier just to pull out your phone. But like when you do the watch thing, I always do for some reason, the only place I really do the watch thing is when I do a self-checkout at the supermarket. Because the thing is, you can do it on your watch, but then you have to kind of like rotate your wrist around in a way that it's like, it hits the reader and you're doing this like weird modern art dance. And sometimes it's easier to take out the phone and do it. But yeah, I do love swiping with the watch. You know what I also like doing, which is fun? You can load up your boarding pass for an airplane and get that QR code right on your watch. So when you're walking up, you can be like, a blip, and you don't even have to take out your phone. And that
but then
cool
what about when you have to put your wrist under the thing? Because some of them you have to put your phone into the machine thing.
Well,
you
then
put your whole wrist under there?
I'd be like, excuse me, ma'am. My wrist doesn't fit in your machine. I don't know how we're going to deal with your phone.
Maybe I'll just put my chubby ass wrist in there and I'll just be like, ow, like I'm getting shocked or something. I'll bet a dad's already done that. Like, oh, kids. So anyway, she's throwing credit cards and stuff. And Mary's like, don't throw your cards on the floor. Put this in your purse. Stop throwing your stuff. And Heather's like, this is the first time I've ever seen a black card.
Wow. In this circle, we never use those. So Brittany's like, can I use this? We better hide these from Brittany or Jared's never going to hear from her again. Too bad.
Newsflash, Brittany is dating Angie now.
Then what's Brahman sticks her head outside the reading, be like, I mean, this is the person who called me a gold digger for 18 months ago. She really can't get off that, by the way. Like, she really, like, being called a gold digger on the Real Housewives is kind of just like par for the course. It's entry level. Everyone gets called it at some point, but Brahman really acts like this is a crime against humanity, and she will circle back to it every single chance she gets.
It's also one of the dumbest disses you can do on this show. It's like, wow, look at you showing up to work. Work shower upper. I mean, that was kind of the theme of Real Housewives back in the day. It was like people married to really rich people. That's what it was. And now they're like, whoa, gross. Doing your job. Ew.
Hey, Angie, you want a dish, but you can't take. You're fabulous. You're everything, Angie. You're just perfect. Shut your mouth. I'm not gonna fucking shut my mouth, Angie. I'm not just gonna shut my mouth. My mouth is gonna keep staying open. My mouth is open, so that way Ben Affleck and Blake Lively can hear things coming out of it. Yeah.
You're a liar. Yeah, and you've said shit about every single person here. She said things about you. She said things about your curly hair, Enchante lady. And Angie's like, I'm going to come over there and I'm going to pull your ears farther back than they've ever been pulled by your fucking facelift. She's like, oh, now you're jealous of my face? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And she's doing the finger comb like really fast now. Oh my gosh, she's jealous of my face.
You look like you've been in a wind tunnel. You look like you've been in a wind tunnel. Which probably could be said by many people on this cast.
That sounds like a compliment to me. I'm like, where is this wind tunnel? Can I point me in the direction?
I'm like, it's like, listen, my dream would be to always be able to find my light and get some wind in my non-existent hair, you know, like get that going. Yeah. So Lisa is like, oh, listen, you want to go dark with you want me to go dark with you? You want me to go fucking dark? You want to stand up? Because guess what? Here comes Elisa Barlow Reed. Everyone get ready. The library's open. Time to do some reading. Hey, you want to stand up? What are you standing on? Shorty. Got her.
Are you taller than me? Are you taller than me? No, you are not. No, you are not.
I am.
No, you are not.
I'm taller. I'm taller by like at least 3 inches. Yeah, I've got 3 inches on you. Shorty.
Oh my God, what's happening? What's happening out here? What is it?
Listen, I am going to sit down. I'm sitting down now because, by the way,
you know what? I'm going to sit down and tell you we are not friends. I'm not friends with short people. Okay, maybe you can go find some Smurfs to be friends with. Okay,
my credit cards are for every fucking business in my name. My credit cards are for tall people only. I had to reach a certain height. They're like for roller coasters.
Maybe you can use your black card to like find you a map to give you directions to the yellow brick road. Shorty, you're short.
You do yellow brick road. I do gold brick road. Okay. I am tall.
You're not tall enough to even ride this ride. So get off this ride. You're not tall enough, short person.
You ride the ride. I ride the Bentley. I've had enough. Franchise.
You're like a section of the Oscar Awards that's for people who don't even have the stamina to make a full-length budget film. Best short. You're like the best short person.
You do Golden Globe. I do Oscar. Sorry. That's where I am. My short won an Oscar.
I'm going to put a bet that you're going to actually lose money in the stock market today. Short. You're short.
Oh, wait a second. Is that John Travolta over there? Oh, sorry. Get Shorty.
Angie, I didn't even do anything to you. You want to blame me for everything. And Angie's like, you need a therapist. You need a therapist. You know what, Angie? You need a step stool. You know what? You shit on people who do the most for you. You're a user. You're a user. Short user.
Meanwhile, Bronwyn has returned to the table and she is shattered from this reading that's like, your mom's going to die. And she's sitting there like, she's like nodding from every body part. Every body part of hers is nodding. She's like trying to be like cool, but she's like,
she's nodding and she's like clearly trying to transition into my mom's sick, you guys. She's scene like, where everybody's like, oh my God, we're women. Like she's waiting for a Heather monologue. Like, we are women who come together for women whose mothers are sick or whatever. She's waiting for she's like, okay, is this special on me? Okay, I'm ready. Let's shoot it. You're short. You're so short. I was like, okay, I'm just going to hold. I'm going to sit here and vamp with my head nods. I'm going to just be vamping over here.
You do platforms. I have platforms.
Okay, surely they will notice that I'm crying soon. Can anybody hand me a tissue? Yeah, here's
I'm
mine.
sorry, Bronwyn. You look shattered, but I'm going to go do my reading now. Okay, if you want to do a speech, you'll have to wait for me.
Bronwyn needs a tissue. Just don't hold it up too close to Angie or she'll disappear because she's so short.
You started, okay? Angie, you started. You started, and you can't take anything back. You started.
Well, and Angie, have some respect for my event at a winery in Utah that serves enchanté while you eat salmon from a waffle cone. Have respect for my event.
Bitch, those are my cards. You started it. You know what? We're not getting anywhere because you want to believe something horrible about me because it makes you feel better about being short.
I am not short. I am someone who is tall, and I do tall, you do less tall. Ha! So Whitney's like,
At this point, they'll be haunting each other in the next life. They're never gonna shut up. They both want the last word.
so then Meredith, meanwhile, she finally gets, she has that moment where your phone has been dead for a while, and then you plugged it in, and suddenly the Apple logo pops up. Wait a second. Rowan's crying like a little toddler. You guys, stop it.
Stop. You need to stop for a minute. You need to stop.
Someone here is crying. We need to address it. Bronwyn, you have the floor.
Yeah, well, thank you. Both my parents are really struggling right now, health-wise. It's a lot, and, it's been hard for them to hear Brittany called me a gold digger, so, thanks a lot for that. Just a big transition to have my mom living with me, and I love her so much. And I don't know, he said I should make peace with her, and I need to figure out relationship. What I'm just trying to say is, you guys, both of you, don't say stuff about people's kids. Please don't say stuff that's too far. There's got to be a boundary, because kids, like me, I was a kid once, get damaged. Do you understand? Have I brought us together? Have I healed us all?
Yeah, same. I feel the same. That's why I don't want to go low with you. And you know what? I've even told you that. Remember when I told you that I don't want to go low with you? But I have to go low with you because you're really short. That's the only way to talk to you. I have to bend down. I have to squat down to talk to her. That's how short she is. Yeah.
See, this is what she does.
You know what?
She does. She goes low.
Yeah, do you even read what you write on the messages? Because that was really hurtful. It was so hurtful. You guys, did you hear what Bronwyn just said? God, she just said her mom. Her mom. I wasn't really listening either. What did Bronwyn just say?
She said that my toddler is ready for his binky. So come on, let's hurry it up.
Why didn't your toddler ask me for a binky? I'm like the head of the Binky Society. Why wouldn't you ask me?
I don't want to do this. Okay, I don't want to be here with Bronwyn. She can leave. It's like, no, you can leave. You can leave. You can leave. No, you can leave. You can leave. You're ruining Bronwyn's crying scene. No, see, why do you have to do that? Why do you have to fucking do that? Just shut up for once, okay? Because I want to be here while Bronwyn cries.
Why did you send a nasty-ass text? Why did you send a nasty-ass text to begin with? You guys, look at Brittany and I hugging. We're even hugging. I hate Brittany, and I'm hugging her. Well, you two fucking ruin each other's lives. Does nobody understand? That psychic just saw Todd in a jockstrap.
Lisa, you are such a bitch. You say shit, and you won't even listen. And now we go to Heather's reading, and Terrence is like, I'm going to give you a very specific reading. Okay, what I'm picking up is rebirth.
Oh, God,
taking
not
back your
birth.
power.
I just got rid of those little bitches.
No, it's rebirth. Rebirth. Oh, Reba. I never really listened to her music, but I love the idea that I'm going to give birth to her.
Oh, wait, I'm getting a voice coming through. It says, how dare you? Oh, it says, Heather Dubrow, sorry. He's like, yeah, I really think that this is a time for you to take back your power. Do you feel like love's not working out for you? Oh my God, even the psychic knows I'm always single. What the hell?
Wow. I love that very specific, only a psychic could know information he pulled out there by saying that she needs to take back her power and she's having rebirth and love's not working out for you. I can't believe he was able to pull out those things, those very, very specific comments about a lady.
Yeah, but we really do
show.
expect too much of psychics. I mean, we're all kind of going through basic things, right? It's like you can sit anybody down and be like, oh my God, I sense that somebody hurt your feelings lately. You know, of course, we're all going to be like, yes. I mean, somehow, like the UPS guy probably recently. But, you know, like we want like really specific things. You know, it's like, Ronnie, you really need to stop pulling lint out of your belly buttons and then putting it back in there to see how big you can make it get. Coming down. Like, I need something like that you really know me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think also, I always thought a psychic would tell you what's coming in the future, hence psychic. And, but like for someone to intuit something about me and then just give me advice when they don't even know me, I'm like, that's fine, but that's not special.
Yeah, I didn't come to you for
anyone
advice.
Can do that. Look at what we do every single day.
You're giving psychic readings on Instagram. I don't want your advice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So back to the fighting. You want this perfect image about you and you want to ruin everyone else, okay? You want to ruin everyone else. I never said I'm perfect.
Lisa, do you want to stay good with Angie?
You know what? You are a fucking dark Hades bitch. Okay, you're dark as Hades, and it matches your dark hair color. She's like, oh yeah, but you know what? You protrude evil. You're like an evil
I don't.
that. Yeah, you protrude it.
No,
you protrude
no, I don't.
it. You do.
No.
You protrude evil.
I'm non-Hades. I'm anti-Hades. I'm like
protrude evil.
Protrude.
What are
Protrude
either
evil.
of them even saying right now?
Angie has an evil like dent coming out of her head. That's an evil protrusion.
Lisa, do you want to be good with me? What? And Angie's like, you are such a cut fitness. And they're like, oh, no. You can't say that. I'm in real estate.
Angie, I'm pulling you away. No.
Pick up my black cards and go to Nordstrom. Honey, and then Lisa's like, honey, I don't shop there. Yodo. That's embarrassing to shop at Nordstrom.
You do Nordstrom. I do Nordic vacations on a cruise line. I don't know. I lost my material there. Your boyfriend does it for you. I'm back, baby. Lisa's like, oh yeah? Yeah? What about Superman, batch? What about Superman, batch?
I started laughing so hard when she said, what about Suitman, bitch? And then I had to rewind it to make sure that's what she said because I didn't know what she said. And she did say, what about Suitman, bitch? And then she just stops and goes, what is Suitman? Yeah, what is fucking Suitman? Meredith's like, I mean, isn't there something on Seinfeld with soap?
Brittany's like, Suitman? Does he know Jared? Mary's like, Mary just goes,
is it a tartar? Mary's like, is it a tartar? Because I will not eat that. The producer asks, what's a soup man? And Lisa's like, yeah, well, you know what? I think that's a question for Terrence. Yeah, you want to know? Ask a psychic about soup man. Ask him.
I really hope this is Lisa's version of a Karen Huger on the fly fabrication. Like when Karen said, like, what it was, you've got a hot box and everyone in Sing Sing knows it, whatever that was. And then when she was asked about what was the deal with Sing Sing, she was like, I don't know. It just sounded good. So I said it. But I love that Lisa's.
Say what soup man is. And she's like, you know what, Angie, shut your fucking mouth. You've got soup coming out of your mouth. Shorty, short soup lover.
Close your legs to men who have soup. So
close your legs to soupy men. Okay. And so then Lisa tries to go in and Heather's getting her basic reading or whatever. The guy's like, basic. That's what the read I'm getting is basic B. Does that mean anything to you? That's what they used to call me in college. You're so talented. Why is Lisa in here? And Lisa's like, sorry. Okay. You know what? I'm going back out there. Hey, don't you talk behind my back. Don't you talk behind my back.
Why are you saying I'm using someone's credit card? Why would you say that? Because I believe you went on a trip to Greece and used someone else's credit card and had to pay it back.
My cards are all in my name. All of them. Mary, will you get my credit cards, please? I want to show her the year I got them.
Stop. Both of you, stop. I'm fun again. You said you believe she took another person's credit card for a vacation. How is that any different from her saying she believes that you took money from American Express, man, and he paid for your Range Rover?
Yeah, she started it. Yeah, she
I
started
solved it.
You solved it because she started it. So what about that? What about that, Veronica Mars? What about that? She started it. She started
Oh my
it.
God, Angie, stop talking. I solved it for you already. I'm a fun-time girl.
Oh, Shantae, am I right? Guys, we have another bottle that you haven't tasted yet. There's another bottle coming out. It's called Francais. It's called
Who wants Francais?
Want some Francais.
Oh, so Angie and Lisa are arguing, and Lisa's like, I'm gonna get prof. So then Heather takes Lisa and literally drags her over to Terrence. And Lisa's like, shut the fuck up. I'm here for
Hi. Oh my God, are you reading cards? I love that.
I love cards. I love that. Do you like brush balls? I got some new inventory if you want some freebies. Yeah.
So Terrence is like, okay, so who's the water sign? Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Scorpio, how did you know? It's my husband. Okay, well, how do you feel? Why do I feel like you're rebuilding trust? And she's like, oh my God, I don't know.
Well, it's like an elastic band, and you guys keep snapping back together. Which, by the way, that's my way of saying, I think you guys are doing the rubber bands wrong. You're not really supposed to snap them into each other. Okay, you need to figure out how to communicate with each other again. Because I also look at this and I go, it feels like you have different paths.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
Like when you shoot a rubber band off of a finger and then you go in a different direction, shoot another rubber band off your finger. It's like two different paths. I think you're in like rubber band paths. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's funny because, like I said, you guys are like a rubber band that snap back together, but you're also on different paths, which doesn't make any sense because you're either snapping back together or going on different paths. What do you want to take away from this reading?
Yeah, I feel like that's true. That's true. But you know what? This is where I get emotional because I got to stop for a second because I don't want to cry. Hold on a second. Okay, I think I got it out of me. Okay, you know what? But like marriage is hard. Like, shut. Like, hold on. I'm not gonna cry. Don't make me do it again. I just feel like John's like my best person. Like he's my. And she does that thing where she just takes her finger and like flicks like a tear. She's like, yeah, he's like my person. But like I feel like he's there, and like I just thank God every day that John's not short. Because I really don't like sharp people, He's like, yeah, John's your person, but you're not on the same team. Yeah, I think that's true. I think it's true.
Yeah, we've been on totally different pages. And now we see the crises in their marriage. First, a month ago, John thinks that Jack can get an apartment, and Lisa doesn't want him to get an apartment.
Yes, your son needs his own apartment. You want that mop head back in your house? Oh my God.
It's like I don't even know him anymore. He wants my son, who is college age, to live independently after he just spent 2 years living independently in a foreign country. Oh, who is this man? Oh.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like we're like on totally different planets. And then we see another flashback of Lisa telling John she feels alone in her feelings and he needs to take things more seriously. And Terrence is like, yeah, until you get back to your same team, you're going to feel like lost. She goes, oh my God, like, you know what? I just feel so alone sometimes, It's like John says that Justin Baldoni harassed him. And I'm like, he was just trying to be nice, And now it's like a 5-year fight that we can't get over.
So Heather comes back to the table.
Girls, what did I miss? Well, it was a lot of yelling and a lot of screaming, and I've just been focusing on the wine and having a great time at the end of the court at the table.
So Bronwyn's like, okay, someone has to stop. This is like yelling because Angie is like now she's seeing red. She can't even process anything, and she's like, so she can say things about me, and I have to just sit here.
Well, but here's the thing: you're going back and forth. They're digging up.
Yes, but I didn't dig up anything on her.
I know. I'm having your back right now.
But this is who she's always been. Lisa's always been like that. And you were with her doing it. You never had a problem with Lisa doing that. And Mary's like, amen. Yeah, and so now to say, like, I've had enough is just a little bit crazy. Like, you're fine with the abuse, so you should love getting abused.
But I've never dug up anything on anyone, Heather. My biggest thing that I shared with Meredith was that, and then Meredith just interrupts her and is like, yeah, but when Lisa would do this, you accepted it when you were her friend.
Yeah, and Andrew's like, wait, Mary, you got to hear this. She goes, no, you got to hear me too, because I'm talking too. She goes, okay, but no, listen to me. You always want somebody to listen. Well, you listen, but you don't ever listen. And I'm saying something. I have got salmon children inside of me trying to come out. Do you not get it?
Yeah, she's like, when she was your friend, you went along with it, Angie. So now Lisa is back, and Angie goes in to get her reading. What did I miss? They keep on saying this. What did I miss? Was it more about my face? More about my business? I don't have a facelet, but I have 12 threads on each side, by the way. Yeah.
She's so funny to me. She's like, okay, hi, everybody. I'm back. By the way, I don't have a facelift, but I do have a lot of threads. Okay, that's why I look so good. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So now we go to Angie and Terrence. And so he's like, okay, I see an expansion of your business. I see yourself wrapping yourself in what looks like a giant leaf and dipping yourself into some sort of a white sauce.
Oh, yes, that is my plan for full body Dolma spa facials. So, yes, how did you know that? I've only told Sean and Electra and people in Greece. This is wild.
I've also got that you're coming out with albums where you just do covers, but you change all of the lyrics to Zorba, 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 Zorba. Oh, wait, there is one song called Olympia in here. That's interesting.
Wait, I am seeing a track listing for Did You Ever Know That You Were My Hero? That's fun.
Did you ever know that you're my gyro? It's hero. Sorry. I've been trained by many Jack in the Box commercials.
So Angie this guy's like, I'm sensing that you're coming out with product, which is a wild thing to say to a Real Housewife. And she's like, oh my God, how did he know that I'm coming out with product? It's like, because you're a Real Housewife and housewives are always coming out with products. So Whitney is asking Lisa how it was at the reading. And she's like, oh, it was good. It was really good. Yeah, he hit on some things that with John that were like spot on. And, but it was good. Everything's fine. Yeah, everything's fine. She's just smiling. And everyone's like, what happened to Lisa?
I've never met someone quite like Lisa Barlow, but I've probably wasted too many brain cells.
You could just end the sentence there, honestly. trying to
No, that was us who wasted the brain cells listening to your various personal epiphanies.
Trying to figure out why Lisa will only keep it surface level with us and why she has to appear to be perfect. Like she just can't get real and be vulnerable.
Sad. So now back to the reading. Terrence is like, so is June a travel month for you? Yes, it is. My daughter rides horses and competes, usually in June. Oh, good. I was just wondering if I could crash at your place. Okay. But also, oh, geez, look at this. There's an injury. Uh-oh. But it's not your child. Your child's safe. It's the animal. I'm sensing horse injury. Be careful.
Okay, well, this is a good one. That's at least something you can,
That's specific and unique. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
good job,
I agree.
Terrence.
That's what
I
I'm
need
waiting
Terrence
for.
to be like, you're going to prison. You know what I mean? I need him to like get things like that. Like you faked a robbery at your house, you know?
I want like a final destination thing. Like, oh, don't get on that plane, you know?
Yes.
Or like, hey, that horse
Yeah.
got injured. I don't want to hear like, oh, I'm sensing you're coming out with product. It's like, well, that has already happened. So that's not exciting.
Yeah, or like the Sylvia Brown style, you know? I was just talking about Sylvia Brown with one of my friends. Like Sylvia Brown, how she used to do, or she'd be like, okay, I'm getting a B. I'm sensing a B. My husband's name is Bob. Yeah, Bob's ugly. Okay, anyone else next? Like Sylvia Brown just rips people to shreds under the guise of spiritualism. So Whitney's like, well, what did he say about your friendships? Well, he's like, you get burned because you love people so big. And then I want to do everything for people, but it doesn't work out great for me. By the way, he said none of this.
None of that.
Lisa just comes out lying.
Lisa just saying. Mary's like, he said that. She goes, I'm paraphrasing. So now it's time for Angie's out. Meredith is going to go back in. And Angie's saying, it was fun. It was really positive. It was funny. in June, he showed a horse, and we do travel for Electra's show, but he said that it showed a possibility of an injury in the horse, so Electra might be riding another horse.
And Mary's like, well, I mean, that doesn't mean it has to happen. And she's like, but, you know, horses do get injured. So Lisa's like, okay, wait. I mean, do you feel bad about anything that you've said? Do short people have like the ability to feel terrible?
I already apologized. Sorry, I didn't hear it because I was all the way up here in the heights of being 5'6". So
Bronwyn goes, but you talked about her kid's product. And she talked about your husband, Scout Dick.
Well, don't go low like that. Come on, don't go low. That's probably what you should have thought about before you sucked your husband's Scout Dick. And I apologize for saying she sucked Scout Dick. I did.
Yeah, you know what? Look, I'm stopping. Okay, I'm not going to say another word about Joe. And then she's like, but you did. No, but you started it because she sits there and she's like, I'm sorry I said anything, but like you did it. You started it. Oh my God, let's fight. More fighting. And it's just so annoying. And Whitney just walks Lisa away from the table because they just keep starting over and over.
Yeah.
So, then Lisa is like, I graze the surface, honey. I graze the surface. I don't have a fucking face left.
I grazed the surface. You were not cattle on a field. I grazed it. So Mary is like, okay, let me talk to her. Let me talk to her. Okay, I'm gonna just calm down. You're hurt. Just calm down. She's a jealous fucking bitch, and she won't stop. Okay, well, just find somewhere to solve it. She's fucking 5. Okay, it's like talking to a toddler. She's also like no taller than 5 feet. Let's be honest. So Angie goes in for her reading.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Angie goes in for hers, and Terrence
actually, I'm sorry. Angie does not go into hers. Meredith
Terrence
is getting her reading, and Angie goes in to get her props.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I just saw Angie goes in too. Yeah. So Angie goes in to get her big old huge Tupperware props. So Meredith is sitting there and Terrence is like, so I look at this and I say, God, someone is struggling with mental health. Is it benzos? Is it mental health? Is it a deeper drug? Do you have any in your purse that you could share with me? It was a long flight. And honestly, nobody's really given me anything to work with here. Can I have some pills?
You don't trust this friend's narrative. Don't let that pull you down. Live your honesty. Meredith's like, very interesting. She does not believe it for 1 second.
Yeah.
So now Angie has her tub. She's back to the table with the tub. We're all wondering what it's going to be. So she opens it up and there's a bottle of Vita tequila that's vacuum sealed. And Heather goes, oh my gosh, are we scrapbooking? Because, in that moment, she like genuinely thought that was going to happen. She's like, wait a second. I forgot to bring my bonnet for the scrapbook.
I may not understand psychics or American Express black cards, but one thing I do understand is scrapbooking sisterhood.
And Bronwyn goes, this is a race to the bottom. Okay, Bronwyn, we get the race to the. She's gonna say this every episode now. Yeah, it's a race to the bottom. I actually was the one who started it. Okay, I mouthed it, and then Bronwyn said it first, and I said it back, and now she's saying it again. So I kind of like started the race to the bottom thing. Yeah.
This is so Angie, though, to have a prepared thing and to just have the worst timing because Lisa's not even there. Lisa's stormed out. So Lisa's like leaving and Whitney has followed her. So she's doing this without even having Lisa there. She's just like, you know what? It wasn't an appropriate time. So I'm going to do it anyway because I had it planned.
So she's pulling out some books, the Vita, and there's a little horse that Lisa bought Electra at one point. So everyone's like, Angie, not the horse, not the sweet little horse. No. And Bronwyn's like, I mean, the bigger insult for me here is that not that Angie brings the gifts to return, it's that Angie clearly never wants these gifts. That Vita is still vacuum packed. But to be fair, my Vita bottle is from Lisa's also vacuum packed. So I guess we just all don't really like Lisa.
So I thought it was Whitney that walked out Lisa, but it wasn't. It was Mary. So Mary's like, Lisa, you need to solve this. You're an adult. Show them how to solve things. You need to go back there and show them how to do this. And Lisa's like, you're so motivational. Okay, I want 10% of your income. No, sorry. Sorry. I don't have that card anymore. Sorry. So she comes back and Mary's like, so why do we have Tupperware? Who has Tupperware? Is this a thing that people still use? And Angie's like, I thought since you took your product, you sent me money back. I brought you back the things you gave me.
It's like, Angie, you just don't get it. It's like, no, I don't get it. Angie, you're just upset that I'm working with Karistas.
Oh, are you working with Karistas? I don't believe you are even working with Karistas. Oh, really? Are you digging? Did you dig? Did you dig into it?
No, because you're not working with Karistas. You are not doing that. So then Lisa goes, okay, so who's my best friend? And everyone's like, actually, that's a good question.
And Angie goes, Ben Affleck.
And actually what's funny is that like Angie like thinks for a long time. She like looks away and she ponders. She's like, what should my comeback be? Ben Affleck.
Let's call the head of Karistas then, and we'll tell her how upset you are. You're really jealous.
Okay,
And
you know
Ron
what?
was
You
like,
guys
yeah.
both have beautiful fucking hair. Who cares? The only person with bad hair here is Brittany, okay?
So into Whitney's reading, so Terrence is like, why do you feel like communicating is upside down in the home?
Because that's how I hang.
Okay. I don't really understand.
Well, for a while, I stopped being Whitney. I stopped drinking. I stopped getting piercings. I stopped using a pole, but now I'm Whitney again. So when I communicate, it's upside down.
You've kind of let the world take over. Instead of you taking over the world, you have to be your authentic self, okay? Yeah. While Rose Beauty was the only thing that made me feel equal in our marriage. And looking back, Justin showed no interest in it. And I didn't realize how much I needed Justin's approval and how much it hurt me that he didn't want to be part of Wild Rose Beauty cry. It's hard because I love Justin, but I resent him. And I don't feel like I can talk to Justin about these things. Like, wow. So, you realize you're detailing a terrible relationship right now, right? Like she's like, wow, the only thing that made me feel like I was respected and equal in our marriage was for me to change exactly everything about who I am. And I went into this endeavor and he didn't even support me then. So now I realize that I'm just gonna go back to me and I think he'll like it. I don't know, because I can't even talk to him about things. So anyway.
But from what we've seen on the show, didn't Justin was at all the events saying like they're going to put their life savings into her company, which they did and then lost it. So didn't Justin kind of support the company? I mean, he put his life savings into it with you. And
yeah, but he may not have been enthusiastic.
didn't he also, wasn't that part of his main company, Soul People or whatever the thing? Like he has an MLM company. He's like an MLM person. And then they rolled her company, they rebranded her old company into Whitney Rose or Wild Rose and rolled that into a new MLM under his MLM. I think this is how it's going. I don't know. This sounds weird to me because I think it was both of their things. So I don't know. I'm confused about I'm so confused about MLM life, you guys. Someone needs to explain it to me because
it's hard to know. But either way,
she feels unsupported.
She feels unsupported. So now back at the table, Anja, I didn't degrade anything your family's doing. I didn't degrade cute Electra and her amazing horse hobbies. You degraded my business. Okay, you go, guys, I love both of you in very different ways. And I feel like when I just dissed Brittany's hair, you guys almost didn't even hear that. And I just want to point out again that we all have great hair except for Brittany. Does anyone want to laugh this time? No?
That was funny. I love that she has no problem just like, guys, we need to be nice to each other, but I'm going to attack Brittany every sentence I have.
Brittany is such a fucking punching bag for these women. It is hilarious. Like they will just go out of their way, out of nowhere, just to take a swipe. Like they'll be talking about something else entirely and be like, you know, just find some way to make it an insult on Brittany, and I love it.
And she doesn't even care. That's what's so funny. Brittany just kind of laughs. She like makes a thing like, guys, God, we are such girlfriends, aren't we?
She's just happy to be there.
Yeah. So Lisa's like, I gotta go now. Bye. Bye. So now she cuts through Whitney's reading. Whitney's sitting there getting a reading, and she's like, excuse me, I gotta go. And Terrence is like, you've got a snake that you've got to get rid of. Is there someone you think is a friend that you can't trust? I'm sorry, has anybody seen my case? Has anybody seen my case? I don't know. There's a snake. It's getting closer. It's getting close. Yo, Terry, do you know where my keys are? The snake is breathing on my face right now. Do you know who the snake is?
No, I don't know who you could mean.
Who could it be?
So now Angie is like, I don't even want to know. I don't even know what to say right now. You guys all want me to like kiss the ring, and I'm not going to sit here and be fucking made up and having her slinging mud at me. I am sick of it. Greek tears, Greek tragedy. It's fucking getting old. I am not going to be fucking bullied. Wow, wow. I am sick of this. Wow, wow.
So now she says she's being bullied because they're all telling her she has to be nice and make up with Lisa. And I think her frustration is the typical, wait a minute, I'm fighting her. You all were fighting her, but now you've decided that you're going to make up with her. So now I have to make up with her and no one's on my team. It's like on Orange County where Shanna's like, well, how great. I guess everybody's friends with Tamara again. That makes me the asshole.
Yeah. And I think Angie also, like, there's something, like, she has something where when she's feeling cornered, she just feels like the world is against her, and she's like trying to stand up for herself and be resilient. And I think she like does not hear any reason. So here she is, she's ranting and she's saying, I am not going to be bullied into submission. And then she takes the toy horse and she throws it behind her. And Mary's like, oh, Ange. She's like, you're going to hurt somebody. Angie, you broke the horse. And we see that the poor horse, this leg was broken. I don't know why this was so sad to me. This little cute toy horse that represented like a time of happiness in Electra's childhood, and now it's being used for fodder in this housewife fight, and now it's lying on the ground of the Enchante vineyards with the leg that's been shattered off of it. Sad.
Well, glue doesn't just make itself, Ben. So Mary's like, oh my God, that was Electra's horse.
You got to make glue to use glue on the horse.
So Mary's like, that was Electra's horse. So he was right. You got to give it to him.
It was true. I think this was a totally valid psychic prediction. The guy said there's going to be a horse that gets injured, and a horse literally broke its leg within the same episode. That was amazing. The most successful psychic moment ever to happen on Bravo.
But she is degrading me. She's trying to make me look bad. Soup man. Yeah, who is the soup man? I don't know anybody that sells soup.
It's a good question. Who sells soup in Salt Lake City? Like, I can imagine in New York City with the Seinfeld thing that you go into a bodega and there's like a soup guy. But like in Salt Lake City, is there a soup man?
That shit's funny. So Mary's like, she's like, these are my cards. I have cards. I have reputation. You guys are blah, blah, blah. So now she's starting to spin out. And Mary's like, Angie, nobody's worried about your reputation. We know better. Now just stop it. Stop taking it so hard. It's not that deep.
And so Mary's like, Angie's just in a blind rage, and I don't like being around that kind of feisty anger. It's just unsettling for me. And she's like, you're stronger than this. I am stronger. That's why I am not going back to this shit friendship. You've gone back, and you've gone back, and you've gone back, and you've gone back, and you've gone back. And everyone's like, Mary, like Angie. And then Mary's like, what did you just say to me? Which I love when people say that. That's like a great, like, when someone says, what did you just say to me? You know you're really in trouble. That's a halting statement right there.
Yeah, so she's like, you guys have all made up with her. And she's like, what? And so now Mary's mad. And so now Mary's like, I'm not going to be mad at Lisa because you're going to be mad at Lisa. And this isn't cool. I got screamed at for trying to make peace. And she's like, Mary, you have made friends with her after she said horrible things about you. And Mary's like, I'm done with you. And now she storms out.
Mary. Oh, honey, Mary.
Mary, who just got upset that somebody got too mad over nothing, is like, I'm storming out now. How dare you?
Yeah. So Mary storms out through Whitney's reading. Of course, Whitney is having the longest reading. She's just taking all her sweet time on this one. And now we just have Angie, Heather, Bronwyn, and Brittany at the table, and Whitney comes back. Angie's like, I am not going to sit here and take it. I'm fucking not. I don't eat soup. I'm not doing anything illegal with anyone who sells soup. Illegal? I think it was just an implication of an affair. But now she's like, I am not running a drug ring with someone who sells soup.
I'm not smuggling soup. And so Heather does her whole Bronwyn gives a speech. She's like, look at me. I've had the same experience. I mean, Lisa shuts me down because she doesn't want to say certain things. And she says things that are exaggerated or twisted. And you can only control yourself. And you don't have to take it, but you don't have to engage in it either. Okay? You don't have to engage in it.
Do you see what she's doing and what she does over and over
I see it. We all see it. We are sisters in this group and we see things together. And that is our job as sisters, that when we see something, we say something, but we all give each other grace.
Yeah, but is this what friends fucking do?
No, but we've been through a lot together. We're women who go through things.
I love you guys. I even kind of like Brittany. Brittany's like, hey, thanks.
What I am angry and hurt about. Brittany's
So mean to
pulling out
Brittany.
cactus needles from her fingers from stroking it last week.
Yeah.
What I am angry and hurt about is that she's willing to go so low and thinks that she's going to make me afraid. And I am not afraid of her.
Well, you shouldn't be afraid of her. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have an announcement.
Oh,
Jared has texted me. He's called me 4 times and he's texted me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I'm going to call him. Are you guys okay with that? I'm going to call Jared.
No, don't call Jared. Don't call him. We're in a sisterhood. Okay, be pissed. Remember, you're supposed to be pissed. We got your back.
Hello, the dominant Osmond on the phone. Hello. Welcome.
Hi, this is Bronwyn Newport calling. I just want to say, did you pay Brittany's bills? Quick question.
I have helped Brittany from time to time. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
well, that's great. Okay, Jared, she's going to give you up for Lent. So call her in May. Bye. It's over. See you. It's nice knowing you. Bye.
Guys, that was Jared. And they hang up on him and they're like, oh my God, Bronwyn, Jesus. And Bronwyn's like, as someone who's been accused of being a gold digger, wow, she could level up. I mean, really needs to.
I mean, I think we all see this, right? Like that I'm not the gold digger. She's the gold digger, right? Like, I mean, it's like crazy that I was even called a gold digger in the first place. We really should talk about this a little bit more, guys.
And Whitney does her end song where she's like,
Oh, the drama. But cheers. Let's have some wine. Some friends left quick tears through face.
is this Mary Had a Little Lamb or Camptown Ladies? Whitney?
Oh, the drama, but the cheers. Let's have some wine. Some friends left quick tears through facelifts. It's like, oh, you were doing so well with Puff the Magic Dragon there, Whitney. You really just lost your way.
Tears through facelifts, but there's always next time.
Okay, now it's The Wind Beneath My Wings. Get her off. Get her off the TV.
And that was it for an extremely chaotic and hilarious episode. It definitely was. It was definitely one we'll always remember for sure. That poor horse. That poor
The
little
soup
toy
guy.
horse.
I mean, the soup guy. Come
Who's
on.
the soup guy?
Classic.
Soup man. I love
All
that.
right, everybody. We sure love you. Thanks for being with us. Check out videos on Crappens on Demand, video recaps, that is. And this week's Trailer Trash is a Southern Charm breakdown for the preview. Go check that out. We'll see you Monday night at 5:30 Pacific time for Crappy Hour. Find links to that and our Amazon Lives over at the link in bio on our Instagram page at Watch What Crappens. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.